Hi everybody, it's Cindy. It is Saturday, May 2nd, and I'm starting a new project today. A couple people have asked for a sit and stitch with me video. I do like doing them. I don't always have the time for them, but I know a lot of people are doing Stitch Mania and they like listening to other people while they're stitch or watching other floss tube videos. This pattern is Hidden Tulips by Rosewood Manor, and as you can see, this is a beautiful pattern. It has a lot of color in it. I've wanted to do this pattern for a long time. I don't participate in Stitch Mania. I don't have the focus for that. I've never participated. I like stitching what I like to stitch on whenever I want. I'm doing this on 32 count white Belfast linen. As you can see, the size of the piece was very big. So what I do is I go to the pattern, and as you can see, it's 198 by 208. I go to Yarn Tree Calculator, I put in those dimensions, and you calculate how many extra inches you want on the side, and I cut my piece to size. The colors in this pattern, look at this. They're beautiful. They're all DMC, beautiful spring-like colors. I really like the color palette on this. So we're gonna get started. Over here, you can see on the side here, I got my pattern on the side. I do highlight it as I go. And I'm gonna start with the pin stitch. So I'm just gonna cut that little thread there. And we're gonna get started. Today, I'm waiting for a coworker to come by. I had told her about some extra flooring that I had when I redid my floor in October. And I bought in a piece to work. I had about 10 extra boxes. And she really liked the flooring. The flooring is really good flooring. It was from Sam's Club. It's German made. It's the best. Definitely water resistant. And she really liked it. So she's coming by with her husband to pick up the boxes to do her kitchen. So I figured while I'm waiting for her to come by, I'll do a sit and stitch with me video and I'll get started on my piece. She's a super sweet girl. I really like the people I work with at my new job. I started my job in February. I do essential work. There's no one working in the office at this time except me. I live about 5 minutes from where I work. And the two other women I work with, there's only 3 of us in the office to begin with, so it's not a big office. They work from home because they have kids. And right now with the child care, they have to work from home with everything on lockdown and things like that. So I'm the only one in the office right now. Which I don't mind. It's good for me to get out of the house and just go to, it's only 5 minutes away. I could actually walk to my job if I wanted to. And I really like it. She's a sweet girl. She's a young family. Her and her husband, they have a little girl. And she's in kindergarten. Looks just like her. And I'm giving her the flooring for half price. I could have returned it to Sam's Club and gotten full credit on it, but I wanted to help her out. There's small ways that you could help people out. I gave it to her for half price, and I could help her out. I could have gotten the full credit, gotten the full money, but it's something I could do to help out a young couple, and I think what you put out into the world is what you get back, and just small things like that, you can help other people in small ways like that. So she's coming by and they're going to pick it up, and I'm just waiting for them to come by. So I figured I'd sit and stitch. It's beautiful here today. A lot of people keep asking me, like, where do you live? I know I moved 3 times last year to 3 different states. I am in Southwest Virginia, back at my home. And with the lockdown, they closed the trail that I work on every day. I went to walk the trail one day and they had a gate in front of it with signs up. saying due to the COVID, you can't walk the trail. And when you walk 4 to 5 miles a day, I was devastated. I cried. I literally stood at the gate and cried because I walk every day, and it's what keeps me sane. And it's something I enjoy doing. So what I had to do, I'm only about 20 minutes from Tennessee though. I live right on the border. And all the parks in Tennessee are open. So I have been going to another park that's about 30 minutes away. It's beautiful. It's got a big lake. It has acres and acres of land. So I've been doing that. Today I'm going to go to another trail. A woman I work with, she's only about 20 minutes away. She told me about a couple of trails that I could walk that I've never heard of. So after my coworker comes by, I'm going to be going out and doing my walk. It's about 70s today. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and it's beautiful out. It's sunny. We've been getting a lot of rain lately. I really had it with the rain, so much rain, but it is warm. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, and I am going to go and do my trails. I still do walk every day, even if I don't want to travel to the park that's 30 minutes away. I can walk my neighborhood. The walk is not as long. It's not 4 or 5 miles. It's probably about 2 or 3. And, you know, it's sidewalks here and stuff like that, but it's not the same when you walk through the neighborhood. There's one road, and it's a little noisy. It is a well-traveled road. I don't like it as much, but that's what I got to do my walks now. There's some times where I'll walk later in the evening because it gets dark around like after 8 o'clock, like between 8 and 8:30. I forget what time it's starting to get dark, but it stays lighter every day right now. And sometimes I'll walk later at night. There's no one around, and it's more serene. There's not as many cars on the one road that I really walk on. So I do that at night, and it's peaceful. I'm excited to go see the new trail today. It's supposed to be a nice trail. It's not a long trail. So I'm going to try that one first. She gave me 2 of them, so I'm going to do the one that's closest to me first. So that's what I have planned for the rest of the day. I did take a walk into town. Like I said, it's only about 5 minutes from my house drive, so it only takes about 15 minutes to walk. I went to the health food store, and they're open through all of this, which is awesome. And I picked up, my soap. I use Dr. Bronner's soap. I do like that. I think it's a great value, and that big bottle lasts forever. I picked up some lettuce from a natural farm. My lettuce is still growing, and I'll include some pictures at the end of the lettuce and my herbs and things like that. I do have sprouts in the front yard for the sunflowers and zinnias, so the sprouts are coming up. I can't wait to see those when they're bigger and start to explode out in the garden. I'm looking forward to that. So I was out there today checking everything out in the garden there. So everything's, starting. You see all the little sprouts coming up, and you see the greenery. Everything else I planted is growing really well. Like I said, we've had a lot of rain, so it's good for the garden. I mean, if anything, we do like the rain for the garden. I have the ducks come, the ducks come by every day. So they're in there. They're throughout the whole neighborhood. Nobody owns the ducks. You got the little stream going through the yard. So the ducks, they're always around. They do go over by the bird feeder a lot, and they do eat, they eat the bird feed, the sunflower seeds. I don't know why, but they'll eat them. And they waddle through the yard all the time. It is a joy to watch the ducks and the birds. I've had so many blue jays and cardinals out there, and there was another bird out there. I didn't even know what kind it was. So we do get a lot of nature and birds here, which is super nice. When you have birds and things coming and going. My neighbor across the street has a beautiful tree, and they have a bunch of bird feeders out there too. So when I sit in my living room, I could see the birds there too, the blue jays and the cardinals, and they're all flying in and out. It's nice that they know the birds. You know, they have feeders all around here, so they're not hurting for any food at all. So that's what's going on around here. I know a lot of people are going through a hard time right now, being in isolation and, you know, being in the house all the time. And, you know, some people have the kids and things like that. So I do get how hard it is. Give me 1 second. Okay. I was just checking on something there, making sure. So anyway, I know a lot of people are frustrated with everything that's going on. I know some people are homebound, and it's not fun for them to be home all the time. And I don't blame you. I can't imagine not doing my walks every day. And there was no way I was stopping doing my walks every day. You know, I practice clean sanitation all the time, you know, always washing my hands and stuff like that. There's no way I could stay in my house. I told my sister the only way they could keep me in my house if they handcuffed me to the door. There's just no way. I couldn't stay in the house every day and not be able to go out and do my walks every day. It's where I find my joy, my peace, my serenity. So if you can, I know if there's some states where you can't go out at all, but there are a lot of other states where you can go out, you can go to the park. Like I said, all the parks in Tennessee are open, but where I am, they're closed, so don't get that. Doesn't make sense to me, but I just go on over to Tennessee. I'm fine with that. A lot of the restaurants are still just doing only takeout. A lot of restaurants didn't have the ability to do takeout. If you were not set up for takeout before this hit, your restaurant wasn't prepared for that. But there's a couple of local restaurants that were doing takeout too. I don't hardly eat out much right now. I'd rather prepare my own food. But one of the people I work with treated me to lunch the other day, and you know, we definitely bought from the restaurant right down the block from where we work, and you know, they did takeout and stuff like that, and it was good. We try to support locally. If you have any local farms or restaurants or things like that, I always recommend local. I honestly try and stay away from Walmart. I try not to support that store with everything going on with that store. I've heard horror stories. You're not allowed to go in the store with more than one person, and you know, people who have kids and they're single, that's just not a reality. They have to be able to bring their kid with them into a store. You know, I heard that you have to go in a special door and out the special door. I'd rather just go to the local supermarket or my local health food store. I will pay a little bit more at my health food store. It's natural. I'd rather support the local farmers who have their lettuces and things like that, whatever they have in stock. And I did pick up a big bag of lettuce because mine's still growing, and I'd rather do that and support, you know, the local people here. Well, that's just me. You know, the bigger box chain stores, they're trying to put out all the mom and pop stores, you know, the smaller stores. The smaller businesses are really hurting. A lot of them are just not allowed to open, and what amazes me is they're not allowed to open, but Walmart and all your big box stores are allowed to be open with a ton of people in them. So really doesn't make sense to me. That's just me. I hope a lot of people, I know a lot of people have been cross-stitching a whole lot more. I have not. I've actually been stitching less through this whole thing, which that's just me. I'm outdoors a lot. If it's nice out, I'm going outside. I will be, you know, outdoors and, you know, just doing the outdoor thing. So those are just some of the things and some of my thoughts on that. I tell people hang in there. It's not going to last forever. We are in May. I know Georgia did open up certain things. I know a lot of people can't wait to get their hair done. I thankfully had my hair cut in March, and I don't get my hair cut that often, maybe once or twice a year. I highlight my own hair. Somebody's asking, like, your hair doesn't look like, you know, you're having any issues. That's because I highlight my own hair. I use Garnier Nutrice 100. I do it myself, and I've been doing it probably, I don't know, over 20 years myself, and it costs $7.99 or $6.99 when it's on sale, and I've had professionals tell me that my hair color looks really good. So that's what I do. And it does save me a whole bunch of money, so I don't have that issue per se. I'm thankful I did go get my hair cut right before all of this happened. So happy about that. As far as some people are homebound and they can't get out a lot anyway. So I understand. It's frustrating. It's hard. I think a lot of people mentally are starting to break, and there's over 30 million people that filed for unemployment. I think that is horrible for the country as a whole, and these people want to go back to work, and I totally understand if you have a family and kids, and I cannot imagine going through this, having kids in the household. It's got to be super hard. I was watching Long Dog Stitcher on FlossTube the other day. She just put out a video. Jenny, hi Jenny. And she was saying, she said she couldn't focus a lot, even doing a video. She's like, I can't focus. I'm losing. And I get it. She has so much on her plate. She's got 3 kids, and you know, she's homeschooling them, and she's dealing with all neighbors around her with dogs, and everybody's working from home, and you know, it's hard. I feel for her. And you know, a lot of people are in that situation with, you know, with the kids being home, and you're not really allowed to go anywhere. And you know, when you go somewhere, you want to make sure you're not in crowds. You don't want to be in a crowd. You know, you want to, you know, be safe, you know, especially when you're dealing with kids. Make sure they're okay, and you know, they're not going to catch any colds or anything like that, or catch anything out there. So I feel for all of you who have kids going through this. Hang in there. It's not going to last forever. Things will start to open up. We're going into the nicer weather. I personally, my kids, you know, my kids are grown. They're young adults, and I do miss my kids, though. I will say I miss my children through all of this. I miss seeing them. I miss them. And my daughter, who lives in Brooklyn, New York, she's my oldest. She just turned 30, and she had to leave, you know, Brooklyn. It was so bad. And you know, she said, Ma, she says, there's so many people outside, you know, with the little parks that they do have around in the area. She went, her and her boyfriend went to stay at his parents' house in Connecticut. She was working from home anyway, but she has a little dog, and you know, she has to walk him every day, a couple of times. You know, of course, she was concerned, you know, about the dog, and you know, being outside a lot, and it's so congested in New York, and I can understand why there's so many more cases. There's just so many more people in New York. I lived in New York most of my life. I'm originally from Long Island, New York, and I get it. I wouldn't want to be there at this time going through this. So now, of course, she has to get used to being in a household, you know, with other people. You know, it's not her household. It's, you know, his parents, and you know, that's hard. That's an adjustment just itself. And you know, she's doing good. And you know, of course, the the kids always ask, how are you? Are you okay? I'm fine. I just don't have any family in my state, so I do miss my kids. I miss seeing them, so I get what everybody else is going through. You know, people are quarantining in. I mean, I still go out. At least I get to, you know, say hello to people walking on the street. But I can't go anywhere, you know, I really can't, you know, go to any stores or anything like that either. So I totally get it. It's not an easy time for everybody. I just tell everybody, you know, stay focused on what you like doing. I mean, stitching, thank God we have our hobbies. I can't imagine not having stitching. I mean, I have been stitching and working on pieces. I do stitch way less in the spring and summer than I do in the winter. I've been working on the front garden and, you know, things like that, planting stuff. And look, I get it. I understand what everybody's going through. I'm behind on floss tube myself watching, but I've been trying to catch up with some people. Everybody, you know, you see a lot of posts about Stitch Mania and what they're going to be working on. And although I don't participate, I do like seeing what projects people pick out and their thought process on picking them out. Some people just do monogamous mania where they just stitch on one piece and things like that. So I do find it very interesting how they pick it out. And bless the people who stitch every day on a new project. I mean, that would drive me crazy. I could never do that. I couldn't. Too many projects would stress me out. That's just me, though. That's not anybody else. Listen, we all have our thing. We all like what we like, and that's the great thing about this hobby is it's very diverse on what you like to stitch, what you don't like to stitch, how you stitch. Do you stitch in hand? Do you stitch in a frame? Do you stitch in a hoop? Do you stitch in a Q-snap? I mean, there is no right or wrong way, and I think it's a very supportive community. It is a relaxing hobby. Without my gardening, my walking, my stitching, I can't imagine just sitting in front of a TV every day. I just couldn't do that. Actually, I don't even have a TV right now, which is fine. I don't miss my TV. I watch, you know, whatever I watch on YouTube. It's real people. It's real information. It's, you know, real time, basically. And I do like that. So I do enjoy, you know, the Stitch Mania videos, even though I don't participate in it. So I hope everybody's doing well out there, and you're keeping busy and you're staying positive. And, you know, if you could get out a little bit each day just to get some fresh air and walk around, I do highly recommend you get a little sun if you can, if there's sun out by you. Just do whatever makes you happy. You know, we all go through cycles of things, and, you know, you're going to try and keep the positive in the cycles and see what you could find to make you happy. I know a lot of people, listen, Lowe's is packed to the brim. I mean, I went a couple of weeks ago just to, I don't know what I was replacing something, and there was almost no spots in the parking lot. It was that crowded, and their parking lots are huge. So a lot of people are out there working on home projects and outdoor projects and gardening things and, you know, planting, and I totally get it. Listen, you got to stay busy and focused, and a lot of people are cleaning out the house and purging and doing things like that, which I always feel that's a good thing. Like if you're out there and you're purging and you're starting to do, you know, things for your home, I mean, that's a great thing. It's a good way to stay busy, but it was absolutely mobbed the other day when I went to Lowe's, and I just decided I'm not going there on a weekend anymore. That was a couple of weeks ago. You go during the week at night, there's no one there. But Lowe's and Home Depot are doing good through all of this. So people are working on their home projects. So that's always a good thing. You always have to do those things anyway when you need a home. So anyway, that's the things going on with me. I am going to share a special link below. To click the link, you're going to click on the down arrow, and in that box there'll be a link. There's going to be a song there, and this song is called Fall on Me. It is an amazing, beautiful song by Andrea Bocelli and his son Matteo, and it's a father and son duo. They have amazing voices, and it's really special. I could watch that video and smile, and while I'm smiling, the tears are rolling down my face. It is such a beautiful song. The love they have for each other comes through in the video, and it is such an uplifting song. So I'm going to attach that link below, and in my title it will say Fall on Me. So if you ever want to go back and get that link, you'll know it's this video, and you just click below, and you could click on the link if you forget. It's something I want to share. It's something that I've watched a million times and I listen to a lot, because whatever brings you happiness and joy and peace and serenity, and you will love it. I've sent the link to a ton of people. I actually sent the link to all 3 of my kids, and I told them that that's how I feel about you. And these 2 men could articulate it. Where sometimes music is universal. We all love music. There's tons of different music. It is universal. So it's something I hope you find joy, and if I can make one person smile, just one, with that link, it's so worth it. So that will be in the description box. It's a link. Also, the link to this Artisan Designs, it's always in my drop down box, along with all the links for my tutorials. They're always in every video in the drop down box. So if you ever need them, you could just click on the drop down box, and that'll be there for you. And I hope everybody's having a good weekend. You're enjoying yourself. Those participating in Stitch Mania, I hope you're focused, you got everything lined up, and you make progress on everything that you're looking to make progress on. It is a fun thing to do. I do understand that. It's a challenge, and some people do like those challenges, and I totally get that. I hope we all come out of this soon, and people could start getting their lives back together and going back to work. My heart goes out to anybody who is out of work from this and is struggling with everything going on. Things will turn around. Keep your spirits up, keep bright, keep happy. Do something that makes you happy and smile. And on that note, everyone, I hope everybody has a great weekend. My coworker is just pulling up, so I'm now able to go and do my hike on the trail. And enjoy your weekend, enjoy Stitch Mania. And yes, tulips, the beautiful colors. Have a great weekend, everyone. Happy stitching.